they'll be calling you a radical. So the big breaking news is it can be confirmed that Putin has popped off and broke the test ban treaty. But I want to really talk about this and dive into this in Fukushima. As I posted one of our group, one of the Post-Ignorance Project, you know, Theo asked DeFazio about Fukushima and Iran. You can see his Asian descent aide, you know, oh, that's clear from Japan. You can hear and they just run. I have video of Mike Lee being asked 3-4 years ago. He just freaking dances, you know, and his father died of coastal leukemia. So I want to talk about this. Who started cheating first? And all you Kool-Aid drinkers, because Fox News tells you that, you know, Putin's a good guy because you're just, you know, it's left, right pill. I mean, it's the teams. You guys think you're on a team. You think you're on a Republican team, Democrat team, you know, you're all on the losing team. You know, as I say, the right-wing Kool-Aid drinking, Putin-loving morons, and then the left-wing hypocrite freakatharians have killed all the free birds. The entire free bird's dead. You know, Fukushima. So, speaking of Fox News, you got two. Neil and her both just dropped dead of lymphoma and an aggressive cancer. They're all aggressives now. Lymphoma and leukemia and AML are the exact same disease. There's only one cause, fallout from nuclear. So Putin has popped one off, Tsar Bomba, you know, the exact same place. It's been confirmed in Sweden, like Sweden had to confirm Tsar Bomba. Remember, Tsar Bomba, we recorded it as a, you know, bomb. Putin's got, I mean, he's got troops on the Norwegian border. You know, he's right there sitting across. I mean, this guy is so dangerous. But let's get real. So if you think we're not cheating, do you know about Megan Rice? So I'm at the Megan Rice hearing trial. Megan Rice, 85-year-old nun, the disciple of Dorothy Day, the daughter of the great activist Madeleine Rice. And right now I want to say this to plowshares and ICANN and all these phony frauds. Look, anyone who tells you that nuclear bombs are bad, we need to rid the world, and nuclear energy is okay, is a moron. They're the same thing. So plowshares used to say that, but I took that field, you know, and I will quote the first Roman Catholic ordained woman priest in the country at the Megan Rice potluck, because I helped her review the answers for, you guys get all counted up about the mound in St. Louis burning. You know, those guys that went to prison have been fighting that. Our group for, I mean, they went to prison for 13 years old. The judges finally woke up on that and says, so Megan Rice breaks into Y12. What's Y12? Y12, Oak Ridge, Tennessee. I spent a lot of days out there protesting, a lot of work there. And her and Greg and Michael, I was at the Dorothy Day house. I was at it in D.C. with the Million Mask Mile. I went over there. I went to church with them. So, well, I'm full critical condition. By the way, my 5-year mark will be this week on the last chemo in my body. And that's when the doctors say, you know, I declared it out of the woods a long time ago, but that's when it'll be official. So, she broke in protesting. Look, Salt Treaty 1, Salt Treaty 2, I've done those videos in those bunkers. You see that. I do all that work at the Enola Gay hangar. I do all that. Let's get real. So, Reagan and Gorbachev signed the international deal. So the United States has been violating international law grotesquely at Y12. They're not supposed to be making any more. And by the way, you say, oh, Russia has more than we have? Who gives a shit? We have 1,000 times more than enough to retaliate, to just annihilate the entire world. I mean, how many times can you kill the world over and over and over? I mean, so Putin pushing the envelope. Oh, he's the most powerful man. I like all you Kool-Aid drinkers that think he's a good guy. Whoa, you guys are insane. You know, Tsar Bomba, little Tsar Bomba. Oh, whoa. But let's get real. Who broke the contract first? You know, so Megan Rice breaks in, Greg and Michael. You know, peace activists. They break in the most guarded place in the world, the most dangerous place in the world, Y12, Y20. They break in there. There's no security there. None. Now, I sat at the trial. I was at the sentencing here. I was at all of it. The only media there. I was in the courtroom. You know, I will quote Megan Rice's niece to me in the Knoxville airport. And, you know, I talked to her. She was so appalled and so disappointed because she's the only one who got to see Megan when she was in prison. Now, Megan Rice and these guys will still hold the line because it's a hierarchy that, oh, we're okay with the technology. Pathetic, let alone they want to get bonds. They're the same fucking thing. So, I'm at the potluck the night before, and they're walking around with some woman with her book signed. Oh, can you sign my book? You know, Helen Caldecott book. And I says, Helen Caldecott's a fraud. Where's she at? Oh, she's at Fukushima. I said, no, she's not. I mean, this is how branded and drunk they are on ignorance. You know, so Barack Obama charged her a terrorist. You know, they just sit there and wait, be arrested. They know who they're going to be. They charge them as terrorists, and they won't let them out on bail awaiting sentencing. They've got very good counsel. This goes on and on. We've called congressional hearings via Barbara Boxer's office and myself and Wyden. Now, a hippie with a gun has asked Senator or Congressman DeFazio, I just put it up, he just runs. I've asked Wyden. Wyden just lies to me and lies to me and lies to me. You know, Wyden went to Fukushima, remember? He promised me and Kevin Finnegan, we're recording all this in history. We're very cordial and nice with these guys. You can see my asking right here. Years ago, Mike Lee, he just lies to me. Oh, my dad was a down war. You're not? You know, Mike, the governor, all these people have been asked. Now, the governor actually responds to me, and I mean, he knows. I've asked Lisa Ling. I mean, there's videos right there. I'll post some of them. So where I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee, so they, you know, find her guilty, bang, 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 immediately. So they put her in a holding facility in Georgia that's built to hold prisoners awaiting sentencing for 3 weeks. They hold her there for 3 years. They turn down the temperature to 55 degrees. This is an 85-year-old nun. Nearly kill her. So her niece is the only one that gets to see her. I went through all the paperwork. I'm the one that broke the story because they didn't even know where she was after on Brooklyn Avenue. I went over there, shot videos. Again, the YouTube videos might have sort historical proof, historical proof, historical proof. You know, I was in Brooklyn at the time. And so she almost dies in prison. Megan's niece, Megan, as she tells me, Upper East Side, are appalled. She's like, she named off names. You know, every single, where's Helen Kelticott, where's Chris, all these so-called anti-nuclear activists that wrote books, grandstand, whatever. She asked me even about Carol Gallagher, and I covered for Carol because Carol was sick at the time, and her husband had thing. They were appalled. She says, she's not doing okay, Kevin. I said, I didn't think so. I went in, seen she's all but dead. So PBS had scheduled an interview, everybody, and Megan herself, you know, her niece told me this personally. She said that every time they got right there, and this happened to me too, I went through all the paperwork, I did everything right, we got right to the end, and Homeland Security would step in and block. Now remind me, this is an 85-year-old nut peace activist. And so, just calling attention that they're cheating and looting us. I will quote Megan Rice in the trial. I'm sitting right there. She called him Timothy. Thank you, Timothy, for holding an 85-year-old nun and myself into a holding facility built to hold for 3 weeks, for 3 years, turning down the temperature and trying to kill me. Thank you. I want to thank you so much for doing that, so when I get out, I have something else to protest. The industrialized prison complex, the human housing. I mean, some of the greatest speeches ever gave were given in that courtroom. Mary Evelyn Tucker, I mean, all of it. And I'm the only media there. The only media. It snowed there that day. You don't like the weather here? Wait. I've never seen weather patterns so extreme as they are here in Utah this year. We're going 7-degree temperature jumps from up and down within days, multiple, and I've lived here for 57 years. So, that's what she's protesting. Reagan and Gorbachev signed the deal. Not only we're not supposed to be making more, we're supposed to be getting rid of. So they just cheat. They're in violation of international law. The U.S., Putin knows all this. Putin is a freaking, do not kid yourself, Putin kills anybody. Putin is, you think he's a good guy? You're wrong. Now, was Alex Jones working for Putin and that whole group, or were they just useful idiots? I don't know, but our group, come on. The Million Mass March is anonymous. I dance on the line because I know what they did to Barrett Brown. I know what they did to Aaron Swartz. You know, I have stuff I can't link. I know. I'm not going to go to prison. I don't believe in going to jail. I don't believe in breaking the law. I mean, dance on the line. Because, look, if Megan Rice doesn't prove to you going to jail as an activist, now, look, it doesn't work. Now, I have a lot of respect for people that do that. I mean, they got a lot of balls. I mean, more power to them. I mean, when you're all in, you're all in. I mean, I respect those people a lot. But, so, it's been confirmed in Sweden. My sources have confirmed it. The same people that confirmed Zarbamba. Sokolov, you know, he won a real Nobel Prize in '61. We recorded it as a meteor hitting Earth at the highest levels for years and for weeks. Sweden finally come out, broke down the tracer because the reindeer study, just like we can confirm that there was a nuclear accident in 2014 in the Ukraine. We know that because of the reindeer study in Norway. They're that good at modern. Now here they just raise it. They don't care. They just kill us. Obama, just go play golf, play golf, play golf. Obama's, you know, one of the greatest criminals in human history. Gina McCarthy, Lisa Jackson. We're recording all these criminals. They can't have excuses. DeFazio's got no excuse. Wyden has no. He went there. Barbara Boxer's own words to me. You know, she's, you know, her group, her age, you know. The only person who's got in Alison McFarland's face about this was her. You know, Alison McFarland kicked out. You know, Barbara Boxer was head of the committee. Vitter doesn't know. These people, they're liars. You know, Trump knows. The handshake between him and me. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I was around when Jesus Christ. I was around when they took the Tsar and his ministers out, you know. Sympathy for the devil. That's exactly what that handshake is. Go ahead, Trump. Go along with it. Go along. You know, and I've asked Trump. I was in Salt Lake the day I got really sick. You know, I was really sick, fighting for my life for cancer. I was doing so good. And at the Bernie Sanders and Trump, I went to both of them that day in Salt Lake. You can hear me on Fox News. There's Trump right there. And I'm like, Donald Trump, he looks right. Why don't you talk about Fukushima? Why won't you talk? He looked right at me. You could see me, again, video proof on the Bernie Sanders. I'm in the rally. Bernie, I waited in line for a long time to get up close. Bernie, what about Fukushima? Why don't you talk about Fukushima? You know, I asked every one of his aides, whatever. You get people in their self-repair. Oh, shut up, stop that. By the way, that's the day I got re-sick again. You know, it'll be 5-year mark this week that the doctors will make it official on my last chemo in my body. You know, I had less than 1% chance. Look, Fukushima's going to kill you. It's going to give you cancer. It's going to, you know, it's killed somebody around you. I mean, the denial's epic. It's the pot of dead blue whales in the room. So, it's confirmed. Putin has broke the test ban treaty. Should be the #1 story in the world, bar none. It's not. I mean, it's a bunch of, look, mainstream media is a joke. We know that. But so is alternative. It's even worse. You know, and so is the internet. I mean, they make shit up. I mean, it's clickbait. It's all fear porn. It's about view. I could give a fuck about view count. I could give a fuck about fucking subscribers. I could calculate. Like they're going to do anything anyway. They're not going to do anything. You know, I do the work. I'm a fucking activist that wins. And if I didn't believe that it's not too late, would I do this? You know, I was given 2 months to live. I was sent home with hospice. If I didn't believe, I'd be dead. You know, impossible. Kevin reached into the bag. I'm a fucking activist that wins, you know. So this should be the #1 story in the world. Putin has broke the test ban treaty. He popped one off over there. Oh, it's just a little, there's no such thing as a little one. It's like nuclear reactors. And so Obama, one of the greatest criminals who ever walked, Lisa Jackson, Gina McCarthy, Crash Radnet. You know, we're going to record, which I have. I've recorded all these criminals in history. You know, it's out there in this generation. The echo boomers, they're not going to do nothing. They're going to go down with their dogma. But future generations, you know, they'll be able to look back and do a real, this is the greatest PhD in human history. Everybody says, whoa, I was a little busy. Let's see. I walked the entire coast of California, all of it. I'm the one that documented the tide pools. It's like the plume. And I could tell you right now, the market's going to collapse. The housing, it's on the verge. It's going to collapse. You know how deadly I've been with the market and how accurate Cassandra-like. I'm telling you, and you know, your gold and silver ain't going to save you. This is going to get ugly. Because what's going to happen, I know, because my whistleblowers, again, on the salmon. I'm the only guy saying 2016 is going to collapse, it's going to collapse. They're going to make the announcement on the 28th of February. It's in mega collapse. It's in all up and down Alaska, Canada. You know, it's in mega epic collapse. And the most historic collapse year over year, because salmon go to sea for 5 years. Historic collapse. Why did not the Endangered Species Act kick in? Why? That's a good question. You know, people are going to go to jail over this. You know, I know because the fish industry, I talked to a whistleblower, it was inside the hearing, the lawyers are fighting and going crazy. Another thing, USS Reagan trial, that delay dog and pony show, that announcement should come any moment, but we've been saying that for how long? For 5-6 years. They just kicked the can. Now, if they were suing us, that would be different, but stay tuned. This should be the #1 story in the world. Putin has broke the test ban treaty. Now, did the United States start cheating first? Absolutely. Big time. They've been cheating the whole time. And, you know, you think going to jail is going to work? Ask Megan Rice. You know, the media, I was the only media there in Knoxville. And then, you know, my radio show historically, you know, but everybody cried and bitched and panty painted about that. So I said, fuck it. You know, because you're your own worst enemy. You're your own fucking worst enemy. By the way, I remember when I was a kid, I'll be on my house and I found a Canadian dead, you know, because that's where they nest. My neighbors drained off the greatest resting place for the tundras. The tundras will be coming through here next week. They drained it off illegally, you know, a county commissioner, but I took the tag. You used to be able to send the tag in on its foot. It was from Russia. You know, right here. Amazing creatures. You know. So you can go in denial all you want. Are they going to go away? They already have. The muir's all washed up dead. The wells, look, the dead tide pools, they're all starving to death. You know, and scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled. They're criminals. They're criminals. They're criminals. They all starved to death. They broke the luminescent. They broke the chain. Fukushima, Futonium broke the light. It's an eco change, stupid. It's your pseudo de facto fake theology. It's your made up fake theology. No, it's your biology, stupid. It's the ecology, stupid. It's the ecology, stupid. Stand tuned. This should be the biggest story in the world. Well, Fukushima, the biggest story in the world. The pot of dead blue whales in the room. In the back room parlor, the pot of dead blue whales. Stand tuned.